peace, stress free, let it be.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name's Ashley, and today I am going to be sewing another pair of bandana pants. If you didn't see my video from probably like 2 or 3 months ago, I sewed a pair of bandana pants. I'll have it linked right here if you want to go watch it. They were really cool. They were like these white jeans, and I made them into like pink, purple, and white bandana patchwork jeans. They came out pretty cool, not like 100% what I thought it would be, but still pretty cool. And a lot of people liked that video, and in that video and also in previous videos I mentioned that I had another pair of pants that I wanted to do a similar kind of thing to, bandana, patchwork, that whole thing. But it took me a while to get around to it, and here we are finally getting to it. I previously filmed this intro because I actually started the pants before I left for my trip to Utah, which my SD card from my GoPro is still being fixed. It's not, I don't have the videos from it yet, so I really apologize if you are waiting for that video. I'm sure nobody's waiting for that video, but I'm waiting for that video because I'm really excited about it, but it's still not fixed yet. And I had actually started these pants before I left for that trip, and then I accidentally deleted the clip of the intro, so I'm not having the best luck with technology lately. So I'm here refilming it. Luckily I do have some footage of what the pants looked like before I started them, so I'm going to insert that so that you can see what the pants looked like. They were just like brown, like skinny jeans. I think when I bought them it said they were supposed to be like straight leg jeans, but they fit more like skinny jeans for whatever reason. And my vision for these were actually flare jeans. So it is going to be a little bit different from my bandana patchwork jeans, but I'm still using bandanas and kind of patching them together, so I guess kind of the same concept. They are dark brown jeans, and I'm going to be using a dark brown, like a medium taupey brown. I'm not sure what the color is, honestly, like a mocha, I don't know, caramel? I really have no idea, but like a lighter brown and then a white color. So I'm going to be using those 3 colored bandanas for the jeans, and I'm going to be putting it along the side of the jeans so that I can make them into like flared jeans. You'll see what I'm doing. I already started it. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it or found it helpful in some way. Also be sure to subscribe to see more videos from me. I haven't been doing as many like fashion videos, but I have been doing a lot of like sewing videos, and also my Utah video is hopefully coming soon if I can get my SD card fixed. So make sure you subscribe so that you can see all of that. And also comment down below what colors you would want to make some bandana patchwork jeans in if you were making some for yourself. Because I don't know, I want to know. I feel like that's just interesting to know. Oh, I also forgot to mention that this is a thrift flip. So I thrifted these jeans off of Poshmark for I think like $10. They are Lee Platinum label jeans, so really good quality jeans. I got them for like $10, and now we are going to destroy them, but hopefully make them better in the process of destroying them, slash at the end of destroying them. Hopefully they come out better. Okay, yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's go. Let's get started. Okay, so here is what the jeans look like on. As you can see, just like tight, obviously not flared at the bottom like at all. They're just like, they're more of like a skinny jean if anything. They're a little bit tighter up here than I would want them to be, so I want to add a little bit to like the waist area and like going down here at the hips. But yeah, here is the before. This is what they look like. Not so cute, but we are gonna make them cute. So I'm starting out by seam ripping the bottom hem and also along the outside seam of both legs of the pants. If you've seen any of my videos, then you would know that seam ripping is my favorite thing in sewing and in the world. So I was very happy about this part, even though it did take a lot of work to seam rip all of that. There was no seam on the waistband, and this is what it looked like before I cut the waistband. I just thought it looked funny. But then I cut the waistband where I seam ripped it, obviously, so it's like lined up. That's what the pants look like all in half. These are the 3 color bandanas that I'm going to be using, but they're 100% cotton, so I wanted to shrink them first, so I just wet them and then put them in the dryer on high. And I'm cutting off that little strip that says 100% cotton because I'm not going to be using that. And then I started cutting out my patches. So I was trying to take different patterns from each of the bandanas, just to keep it like interesting and mixed up. Some patterns I took from the middle, some from like the sides, you get it. And then I'm just pinning it along one side of the pants, one side and one half, if that makes sense. So I'm doing this pattern where it's like brown, white, light brown, white, brown, white, light brown, white. I don't know why, that's just what happened, and I like the way it came out. So for right now, I am just pinning it on the outside, but I did end up changing it because of how I was going to sew it. Originally, I was going to do like a top stitch, but I can't do that on my sewing machine with like the whole pant leg, so I ended up switching it up, but that's how the first part came out. And then I took the front half of the pants and started pinning it to that back half of the pants. Sorry, this is a little bit difficult to explain, but I'm going to do my best. So as I'm doing it, I'm lining up the top, and then I'm making sure that because I want these to be flared pants, I am starting out like thinner on the top, and then I make it go more outward at the bottom so that it flares, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of pinning it on a diagonal. I didn't do that so much with the first pinning, but I did do that with the second pinning. And that is what the first leg looks like. So I just did the same thing to the other leg. It was very, very tedious. But again, I'm pinning it on the outside just so that I can like try it on and get a feel for like what it's gonna look like and stuff, and then I ended up adjusting it, as you'll see later. And then of course I took a break to pet my dog Noodle because it makes me very happy to pet her, and we should all take doggy breaks. It's very important and it's good for your mental health. So then after I finished pinning all of it, I tried it on and I figured out where it needed to be adjusted. Mostly it just needed to be tighter behind the knees, but that is what they look like so far. Hey, I'm back. This is actually where I left off before I left for my trip. So last you saw I was like trying them on, and I had all these pins on the outside, and I did want to leave it like this and just do a top stitch down the side so that you can see it from the outside. But sewing like in the leg of the jeans is really, really hard on my sewing machine, and like just fitting it on there, it just doesn't fit on there, and so I was just gonna make it like a million times harder for myself than it needed to be. So I have a new plan. I could have explained this in the voiceover, but I felt like it was easier to explain it out loud like this. Okay, here's the plan. So I have all of these like connected with pins right now, all of the different what are these called, bandanas. And so I would need to like sew across to hold them together, and then I'm also going to be stitching on the inside. It's kind of hard to show because I have it pinned down, but basically the jeans have this like fold right here where they were previously stitched together. So this fold is not attached to like the main, like it's, you know what I mean? So I have it folded over right now. The thing what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the bandanas and sew it along that fold, if that makes sense. I'll show it better when I'm actually doing it, but I'm just kind of like explaining my idea right now. And then as for all of these bandanas that need to be sewed together, I was thinking I would do that before I sewed it to the pants. So what I'm gonna do is I have some like chalk, and I'm just gonna outline where it goes so that I don't forget and I don't have to like refit it again, because that's exhausting and just like so tedious, and I'm not in the mood for that. So I'm just gonna do that with the chalk, and then I'm gonna leave all of the bandana pieces pinned together. I'm gonna unpin it from the pants, and then I'm just going to sew along all of these lines where the bandanas connect first. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So I'm just gonna take this yellow chalk because I feel like that's like the easiest to see on all of the colors, I guess. And I'm just gonna lightly outline it. It doesn't need to be like perfect. Yeah, so as I said, I'm just outlining that in chalk to make my life a little bit easier later on. And then I just went through and made sure that all the bandanas were pinned to each other so that I could unpin them from the pants. Very, very important. I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but as I was putting the bandanas on, I made sure that the top one was folded under a little bit, and then the bottom one was tucked underneath so that you couldn't see any raw edges because they do fray a lot. So there's the two strips, and I'm just using a straight stitch and going along the strips, again making sure the frayed edges are like tucked in so there's no raw edges showing. And I just used a straight stitch, went across all of them, cut the strings, pretty easy, but just so that they're all attached, and that is what it looks like. And this is what both of them look like. And then I thought while I had the strips unpinned from the pants, I would just press the bottom so that it didn't keep folding under. So I'm just ironing that because I did use the full length of the pants, so I felt like that was really necessary, so that it just made my life a lot easier. So then I started repinning them on the inside of the pants this time, and I'm going to explain this as best as I can. So here is the wrong side of the bandana and the wrong side of the pants. I'm going to take the right side of the bandana strip and the right side of the pants, put them together, and start pinning along the yellow line that I made, and also along the flap that's on the inside of the pants. It's a little bit difficult to see here, but there is a flap, and that's just so that you can't see the seams on the outside once I sew it. And it was really difficult to figure out which yellow line, but I wanted to make sure that the wrong side of the bandana was facing me because the pants are inside out. So then I just used a straight stitch and sewed down the bandana strip only on the one like half of the pants though, and I did that on both sides. And I started sewing down, making sure that I was only sewing on the flap so that you don't see the seams on the outside. That is very, very important. So then I started connecting the other half of the pants, again making sure I was going along the yellow line so that it was like nice and fitted to my body. And I did that on the other side as well. And then I just took a straight stitch and did the exact same thing down that one. Again, making sure that I was only sewing on the flap and the bandana, and also making sure that none of the bandana was being tucked underneath and no pant was being tucked underneath, because that happens sometimes when you're sewing, it can get caught underneath, so I was being super careful. So then I felt like I wanted to reinforce the straight stitch, because when I tried it on, it felt like it was stretching a lot, so I actually did a zigzag stitch over top of the straight stitch just to kind of reinforce it. My thread kept breaking, which was very, very annoying. I was yelling at my sewing machine a lot, but this is what it looks like with the zigzag stitch over it. And I just wanted to make sure that I didn't like cross over the straight stitch, but I was like pretty much on top of it to reinforce it, because I didn't want to take away any more than I already had because it was fitted to me. So now we're going to start with the pockets. I just took this little strip of bandana and cut it in half. I should have given myself a lot more bandana though, so noted for future projects, because it's not stretchy at all. And then I seam ripped only the top part of the pants, because I'm just going to be doing a little bit along the top line. So I just seam ripped just the top part of the pocket right here. Didn't need to do the whole pocket. And I pinned it, again making sure all of the raw edges are tucked in, because these do fray a lot. So I made sure that I tucked in all my raw edges, which was pretty difficult because it was such a small amount of fabric, but I think it came out really, really cool. And I also folded the bottom to make a nice clean hem. Even though I had the raw hem of the pants, I wanted a clean hem for the bandana because they do fray a lot. The pants also fray, so I wanted to sew a seam along the bottom just to kind of hold in that hem that I just folded. Obviously I need to sew it, but to also make a line where hopefully the pants will not fray past that line. So that's what I did all the way around the bottom cuff of the pants, and then I did it on the other side as well. Again, making sure that no other part of the pants were like tucked underneath, so I didn't sew the bottom like hole together. And then I started sewing the pockets, which was pretty difficult. Oh, I also just used a straight stitch if you couldn't tell. And I switched my top thread to brown so that it blends more. But I started sewing the pockets, and this is what it looks like. I did a straight stitch along the top and the bottom, and then I did a zigzag stitch just to kind of hold in all those raw edges. And I don't know, it just looks neater for some reason. Yeah, I think I just said that my top thread was brown, but my top thread is brown just to make it blend in a little bit. Then I did a straight stitch just on both sides of the pockets just to kind of put them back in their spot where I seam ripped, you know what I mean? So I just went, like, did 2 straight stitches on each side of each pocket, if that makes sense. Sorry, this is so hard to explain for some reason. Just little straight stitches because again I didn't seam rip that much. And then finally I am cutting off all the excess fabric because I didn't want it to be bulky, but I always save this for last just in case I need to change something and I need that excess fabric. So I just cut it all off because I didn't need it anymore. I was done. And that is it. Stop. Let me show you these. Oh my gosh, let me show you. So here is the final product. Here's the back. And then the sides. Oh, they're so pretty. I finally finished these pants. I've been wanting to do them for so long, and then it took me a while to do it. Granted, I wasn't doing it like consistently, but 3 days of sewing never really happens for me, but it did with these pants. These were very, very difficult, and I feel like I say it to myself every single time I try pants that I'm not gonna do anything with pants because it is so hard for me for some reason. I think just because there's like so much fabric that I'm like moving around. I don't really know. But I always do things with pants. And so as I was doing this, I was telling myself this is the last time I'm doing anything with pants. But I know that that's a lie because I really like cool pants. So there will probably be more pants videos to come. But even though it was so much work, it was so worth it. I think these came out so cool. I love the shape of them so much more on my body. They fit me amazing. I even gave myself a little bit of room so that if I'm feeling like bloated or something, I'm not like busting out of the seams. The sides look really cool. I like that they're like the same pattern, but they're not exactly the same. Some of them are like skinnier on like one side or the other, or the like color blocking is just like longer or shorter on some parts on like either side. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not exactly the same on each side, but they're the same pattern, and I think that makes it so cool. I think that these look awesome. Honestly, if I saw somebody like walking down the street wearing these pants, I'd be like, oh my god, those pants are so cool. So hopefully people think that when they see me walking around in these pants. I don't know. I mean, probably not, but fingers crossed. Yeah, so even though this was a really, really difficult project for me, it came out great, so it makes it all worth it, I guess. And I'm so excited because I think I have 3 pairs of brown pants, and now I have a new pair. I've been loving brown, so this is amazing. Love another pair of brown jeans. Happy about it. And the fact that they're like flary at the end. Oh, so cute. I love it. I just think that these are so unique. I feel like I've never seen jeans like this. I can go on and on about these pants, so I'm just gonna keep talking if I don't shut up now. But I really love them. Yeah, I like them a lot. I also have very good news. The person that I had fixing my SD card on my GoPro from my trip to Utah just called today and said that they were able to fix it, so I just have to go pick it up and then I can upload the video from Utah once I edit all of it. So I'm super excited about that. That will either be my next video or the video after, so make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it. Also, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up down below. And now that you've watched the whole video, which thank you so much, I appreciate you staying this long, don't forget to comment what colors you would want to make some bandana patchwork jeans if you were going to make them for yourself. I want to know. I feel like I'm forgetting to say something. No, I think that's it. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you found it helpful. I hope that this was entertaining for you. All that good stuff. I hope you got something amazing out of watching this video. Thank you all so much again for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. All right, bye. See you in that video.